And let me minimize this. We live, baby, yeah, in Discord. Just ignore
It's
that
not
other
live.
shit. Well, we're not live, but we own.
Dickhead.
So, we have Bunkin, the libertarian capitalist, versus Quinn, the socialist, or whatever she wants to call herself.
I am an authoritarian communist. That's what I would best describe myself as. I'm not a Stalinist, though. There are, like, differences between, like, my ideology and Stalinism.
Okay, well, the debate today is going to be on which one is better, or which one is more effective, or...
Oh, man.
It's going to be over what again?
Yeah.
Which one's more effective?
At what?
More effective, alright.
At, which one, works more? Which one works? What works?
What do you mean by works? You mean generate wealth?
Yes, or generate, or,
That's not even close, then.
Economically, yeah.
Economic wealth. I don't think anyone who knows anything about anything would argue that capitalism does not generate an insane amount of wealth. I thought the argument would be who should have the wealth.
Or more just like whether or not a libertarian, like a smaller government, is better than that of a stronger central government. That's kind of what I want to debate, because, like, I think like the idea of like having a small government where like everyone is equal is like really dumb to me, to be honest. Economically equal, that's fine with me, but like socially, politically equal, I don't believe that everyone is meant for that. There are some people with some beliefs that can't be allowed into an office, and their speech has to be silenced for the better of the culture of the country.
Hey,
Man.
okay, hey, no.
So-
Come on, let her
so-
finish her sentiment. Go ahead, Quinn.
Continue.
Yeah, go ahead and continue.
That's pretty much like the bulk of it. Is basically just like my solution. My way of bringing this about is basically I want a strong central government, a very big government, in which you can police what the people say, as to keep people, from saying language that will bring about harm to others. And this is the only way to ensure the safety of our citizens in this country.
You done?
Yeah, I'll add on to it like more as we go on.
You said you were done. All right, that was a little lengthy. We had to let Duncan.
Who cares? Who the fuck cares? Say whatever he wants to say.
Okay.
Just say what I want to say. Okay,
I'm
look,
thinking this is gonna be structured between you guys. I mean,
I don't want to do this. I said everything that I wanted to say last time. Nothing's going to be as passionate as it was from last time.
Well, at least try.
I'm tired. I'm sick of it. I mean, I know I will. I'm just, yes, like last time was exhausting. Hearing all of this, hearing that you should be a slave to one massive state that you have no say in. It's pretty horrendous. This whole utopian attitude of, well, as long as you do something for the greater good, then it's fine, which is a sentiment repeated so often in dictatorships all over the world where horrible crimes are perpetuated. This, for the greater good, it's an excuse to commit horrific crimes against people you would determine as lesser. It's really an awful line of thinking.
there would be less crime, though, I feel, in like a sort of like dictatorship that I would run, because of the fact that the speech that is allowed, and like the speech that isn't allowed would, basically like if we banned like speech like against like protected classes that's like hateful in nature, it would ultimately lead to less crime, because the idea that we have to hurt these people would be lessened.
Well, that's not true. A thief doesn't become a thief because they hate the people that they're stealing from. They want to take from you because they want money. The minority of crime is hate crimes. The majority of crime is thievery. White-collar thieves. If you think that crime is going to stop because you can't say what and that's another huge flaw in what you're saying is, well, what I consider hateful should be banned, even though everyone's idea of what hate is completely different. So it makes really no sense that we would go by one standard of it when it doesn't really mean anything.
On a thievery note, if you had everyone be economically equal, there wouldn't be theft, because if you had a country in which everybody had their basic needs met, crime would significantly drop, because most people are stealing because they need to meet their basic needs, like they need to pay their bills or they need food.
Okay, so you think that communism is a good way to make sure everyone's economically equal?
Yeah, it's also the only system in which workers' rights are guaranteed or protected.
So would you call any past communist regime equal? Completely equal across the board? Did Mao Zedong have the same amount of money as a Chinese peasant? Either or, I don't care. Economically, did Mao Zedong have the same amount of money as a Chinese peasant? Did they live in the same standard? Did Stalin live in the same standard as a shitty, or as a fucking someone who was forced into a collectivized factory to have their wages taken from them from the government? Did they live the exact same? Because I understand that in your perfect world, communism works out great, because but there's a problem, which is people are selfish. People do things in their own interest. So everyone's going to take care of themselves first. So if you think everyone is going to be completely equal, you're completely wrong. There's going to be so much corruption of taking money, just like there was in every other communist dictatorship. There'd be hoarding of money by the upper class. And you might think that you might say, oh, there is no class. There will be class. There's no such thing as a non-class society. There never will be produced that. There always will be different classes. So your pursuit of trying to...
Because an upper class wants to take more money.
That's true. That will always be true. No matter what you do, there will always be an upper class. And you could say just erase it, but you're dealing with human beings right now. So you're not going to get there. You're not going to get someone who's going to be greedy and corrupt, especially in the government of all fucking places. I don't know why you're looking for virtue in the government, of any government. It sounds naive and foolish.
I don't think any government is perfect except for the one that I...
And it never will be. Oh, no, Cody. All right, I'm going to add you guys to a call.
Okay, we're
okay.
Well, okay, so we're still recording here, but yeah, I'm just going to go into this call.
You'll see. Hey. Hello. Hey, Marcus, can you add the rest of them?
Yeah, let me add the rest of these motherfuckers.
All right.
Do you mind if I add
Sure, I can add it when you want.
Hopefully we don't add too much. I mean, because I'm recording, so.
I don't want this to be an officiated recording, Marcus. I want to kind of hang out. I really, as much as you guys want to have an official debate, that's fine. I don't. I'll talk to Avery. That's fine. I just don't want to have these rules. I just want to hang out. It's fucking Sunday night. I did all my homework. I want to just relax.
I mean, you kind of wanted this, during the.
Can we get Cody Cam now?
During the
That's true. I did. And then I realized that my best friends ever are now online.
Oh, who the heck are all these people?
It's me.
Who are these
people? It's so you guys remember what I said last time, where there was this authoritarian leftist who wanted to take your rights and stuff?
Is that Quinn?
Yeah, they're
right now.
Yeah, they're like,
can we have
a discussion? And I'm like, yeah. So they're gonna get added. You guys just kind of have to don't keep it to yourself. Just try to I don't know, don't
Am I in an official debate now?
No, I'm not. No one is. If you're in the official debates are for people who care. I don't really care that much.
Thank God.
This person, as far as I know, they just wanted to have a discussion, which is fine. I'll have a discussion. I don't care.
They call you the N-word.
But yeah, I just they wanted to talk, so we can talk. It's fine with me.
Quills? Is that Mark?
That's Mark. It's Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
Hey.
Yeah.
Quinn, what's up?
No. You don't. Before we start again, What do you guys want to my crew? Do you guys want to play Siege at the same time, or do you guys want to do something at the same time?
Siege.
All right.
I guess I'll quit out of Lego Star Wars.
I mean, we don't have to. I'm just wondering.
I want to play Siege now.
Okay.
Guys, are you excited about the British Academy Games Awards?
What's that?
No, I don't know.
Well, I am excited now. Thanks, Cody.
I saw an ad for it on Steam.
I love Steam.
So ready for it.
All right, so what are we doing?
I'm probably gonna play Siege with my friends while we talk at the same time because I don't really give a shit. I don't really. You say the same shit over again, so we can just keep just going in circles if you want. But let's restart. You want a massive, strong, centralized communistic government that everyone is economically equal. Though in the past, whenever a communist regime was established, there was never complete economic parity. But in your version of communism, which is a fucking meme, right? You know it's a meme where it's like, well, real communism is this or real communism is that. You know that you will never make a completely stateless, equal society as long as you live and as long as the Earth exists. And I think it's foolish to think otherwise.
Well, here's the thing. Those in the government that have a little bit more wealth, they would not have a significantly higher amount of wealth. They would only have a little bit more.
But why did they in the past? Why would your communism be different than communism that allowed the exploitation of tons of people for profit by massive government bureaucrats?
Because the government would be accountable to the people.
Why haven't they been in the past?
Because they're loser dipshits.
See, how am I supposed to listen to that and be like, you know what? Yeah, you got me there. I'm in intellectual corner now. My word, Avery, you just seem to think that, listen, if we do everything my way, it'll be perfectly fine. And it's so naive. It's so foolish that you would think that if they did everything perfectly my way, everything would be perfectly fine. Anyone could say that about anything because your society doesn't exist. Your society would have tons and tons of problems. It just doesn't exist. So we don't know what problems it would have. So in your mind, it's this perfect little world. Same thing with all of us. We all have that, and I get it. But as soon as you start walking around saying that my society... I have a good society in my head, which of what I want, and I admit that. But I don't admit that if I made it law, everything would be totally fine and peachy. And it's naive to think that you also would do this thing. I appreciate you being strong in your convictions, but also I think it's extremely foolish to say, listen, it's all going to be totally fine as long as you do everything me, Avery, wants. It's almost narcissistic.
So, okay, let's assume for a moment that we keep the one-party model of government, and we keep the accountability of the government to the people, in which the people can vote for the people that represent them. So, if the people had were more economically equal, and there was no companies to buy out politicians and make them believe certain things.
You can't make a politician believe anything. You can convince someone to pass a policy, but you can't make them indoctrinate them. You can say, "Look, I'll give you money if you fucking do this shit and give me a tax break." They don't just go, "Look, here's all this evidence that you should do what I want to do." It's corruption. It's called government corruption. If you want to talk about corruption in the government, you shouldn't be a fucking communist. It's like the last thing you want to be if you're worried about government corruption. Why would you be worried about government corruption and give the government massive amounts of fucking power? It makes absolutely no. You're making the government easier to be corruptible and exploited.
The government wouldn't be corruptible, though.
All right. Okay. All right, man.
It wouldn't be under this because, once again, you don't have some people with absurdly higher amounts of wealth that can control the political dialogue.
So you, Avery, can guarantee me that in your political system, there will be not hypothetical, by the way, one that will not exist. No political corruption at all, even though you've given the government an insane amount of power. so much power that you're actually taking people's money that they earned, that they sell their labor for money. They've agreed to do that, so it's not exploitation. It's they're signed up for it. Going to take their money, give it to a government, and entrust that government to redistribute it completely equally. That's what you're trusting other people to do. Why don't you just place the trust in yourself and just you get the money and you should spend it the way you want to instead of having a government spend it the way that they feel like they should spend it? Why do you feel like you can spend money better than the people who earn the money?
Because it wouldn't all be how I would spend the money. Once again, if people voted in people that they felt could spend their money better, than somebody else.
Why the fuck would I vote for someone who can spend... I would vote for someone to spend my money better than... That's like fucking voting for an accountant. What are you talking about? Why would I give my money to someone else for them to spend? Avery, I trust you to spend this money better than I fucking can. What are you on about?
Okay, so I don't know how to argue that.
Yeah, no shit. No one does.
There's no way to argue it.
Beep boop.
Okay,
Listen, I love Cody.
Libertarianism for a second. How do you know that people? How do you know that people would spend their money correctly?
Nigger, what does that mean? What is spending money correct?
That was a bad way. That was a bad way.
Oh no shit! Rehearse
That
it.
was a bad way of asking that question. Okay.
So I keep them out of poverty.
So under a very small government with like very few welfare programs and stuff, right?
Excellent.
How would
rock hard.
How would you guarantee the welfare of your citizens?
Guarantee the... What do you mean by that? As in, how do I make people get money?
How would you be able to guarantee the welfare of your citizens?
Well, if you want welfare, if you want to generate wealth, you can implement capitalism, which is solely built off of the fact that two people need to agree to benefit one another. The beauty of capitalism, it has to be solely based off of two people benefiting each other. You don't leave your house and serve... I forget who said it. Was it Smith? I don't know. Whatever. One house doesn't serve another house if there's no benefit involved. So no one's just going to do shit for free without benefiting themselves. Because here's the thing about humanity, right? We don't do shit that doesn't benefit us at all. We don't just do shit just because for the greater good. We do shit because it benefits us individually. I go to work because it gives me money. I don't do it because I want to make my fucking boss happy. Fuck my boss. I don't care. So when I do shit to make myself money, I don't care about you. That's just the natural human state. People do good things. I like to do good things. I'll buy, there's I live in Detroit, so there's a lot of homeless people. And if there's a homeless person beside CVS, I'll buy them crackers every once in a while, give them something, water, or whatever, because I'm a charitable person. But if you want to build a welfare programs are built off force that you actually have to take money from someone. And that's why I think it's horrific. Not only that, the United States government is just so horrible at redistributing money. It's just horrible. It's so horribly inefficient, not because it's just United States government, just because it is a massive government. And any massive government is extremely inefficient. That's why I really hate the government. You guys should get on OBJ, by the way. You guys should get on OBJ.
Okay, so here's something that, how is taxation even theft, though? Because
all right, so Avery, if you take my money, what is that called? Without my consent, what is that called?
It's called theft.
All right, next question.
Well, there you go.
Wow, that was a okay. No, for real though. A lot of most people have agreed that taxation is a good system, and that taxation. Taxation is necessary. I mean, excuse me.
Taxation. That's a different statement. I never said taxation is completely unnecessary. I said taxation is theft. I never said either or. This is what kind of turns people off to libertarianism. When I say taxation is theft, people say, "Oh, well, you don't believe in any taxes," which isn't true. That's not true.
Truthfully, we libertarians believe in limited taxes. It should be.
Here's the thing about if you're a politician, you work for the government. You have to think to yourself, taxation is theft, and that's not where it ends, right? Taxation is theft. So is granting this massive government program, like for instance welfare, which is proven to not raise people out of poverty. Poverty rates remain pretty much the same in the United States ever since we've been pouring in more money to welfare. Is it actually helping? Is it worth stealing people's money over? Is it worth doing that? And people would say, yes, it is because, it doesn't work. But people say, yes, it is because, they feel bad for people who don't make enough money. And that's just what it is. I don't believe that's just. I don't think that it's a good system. I don't think it's helping anything. And it's evident with statistics that it's just not helping anything. So if you take someone's money, make sure it's for a good cause. But usually it isn't. I don't know why we are sending. It's absolutely, completely irrelevant. There's no reason we should be sending any money to any other nation's government. It's absolutely no purpose of doing so. It's ridiculous. So
I don't agree with like giving money to other countries, right? I would consider myself like very nationalistic. I think we should keep our own shit in our own.
I thought communism didn't involve nations, Avery. I thought it was borderless.
Okay, so that was an own. But
what? Never mind.
I don't know how to argue that. I just want a strong socialist government. I don't really want to mess with other people's governments, not unless they transgress on me or they transgress on.
That's fine. You can. My problem isn't with the massive. It is a problem for me, but that's not my main issue with the point. My main issue with the point is you have such a strong conviction and seem to not really like I don't know, have some sort of I'll give you a back and you won't give me a fourth. And that's what I don't like. I really want you to say something. This is my goal for tonight, is you to say something to me. I want to scratch my head and pick my nose. I want to be like, I wonder if this is a good idea. But so far, it's just nothing. I feel like literally I could try to make your points for you better than you could. And it's just not convincing. I've tried to I've tried to think about what you said in a logical point, and I just can't make it work in my head. I just can't do it.
So why is it, because this is something else I'm wondering, why is it that welfare doesn't pull people out of poverty?
Well, here's the thing about giving people money from the government. So when you is it because perhaps these people don't have a way to be able, a job, to be able to pull themselves out of poverty? Maybe they don't do okay, so here's what I was going to say. I'll give you an example. If Andrew Yang was president and everyone got $1,000 a month, just hypothetically, right? Anytime anyone gets money from the government for a purpose, like school, like healthcare, what happens to those services, right? Is they go up. So when you have poor people who don't want jobs, or maybe just don't have, and the government's giving them money, the government or corporations might say, well, now they have more money to pay for my products, so why would I not increase those services? So when people have more money from the government to pay for healthcare, more money to pay for government for education, guess what? Those things are going to cost more. So anytime the government hands out money, things are just going to be more expensive. If we raise minimum wage, fast food is going to be more expensive. So when there's more money in circulation, things are just going to be more expensive. So instead of doing that, we could lower prices of healthcare by not getting rid of completely, but loosening government regulations and building new hospitals, increase competition, and stop with the handing out of money. Things would lower. Same thing with education. But since now that the government is involved, things are just more expensive and more complicated, really. So that's why I think handing out of the government is just not an effective way to go about things. Especially, I lost my train of thought because I'm playing the new Zombies map. But yeah, that's there. There's my thing.
Okay, cool. So
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
What about okay, so all of this requires money, right, to fund. Mm-hmm. Why don't we just get rid of the idea? Now, you know what, that's a stupid. Never mind.
Get rid of the idea. I don't think it's stupid. I mean, if you want to, Marx in his readings doesn't really specifically mention that money has to exist. So that's kind of interesting because when you read Marx, he says redistribute seize the means of production, redistribute resources. He doesn't really adopt the idea of money. So you can advocate for no money and not necessarily break away from Marx's ideas. But it also doesn't seem economically feasible to do so because we need something to trade for overseas market. I can't just ship them. I can't barter. I can't go to Amazon and say, hey man, give me some goat give me some like fur and some pelts for this new iPhone. It doesn't seems currency is probably better use for that. Be hyperbolic, but still, money seems important. If you ask me, I'm getting a lot of Discord messages. If anyone's Discord messaging me, I'm not reading it. Oh, hey, you should click on that video, Avery.
I don't know what's going on with you. Never mind. I don't want to.
First one or the second one?
I don't know, either or. If you want to ruin your eardrums, click on one of them. There you go. Yeah.
Shit, I can't pause it. What? I can't pause it. How long does this go on for?
About 2 minutes.
Oh, a minute, baby.
So guys, are we done here?
Are we done? I mean, if everyone wants to ask more questions, that's fine. I don't mind.
He left.
And she's gone. Oh, dang.
He left the group.
If everyone wants to ask more questions, that's fine. But now that she's gone, let's
wait,
pull the room.
Is that
What do you
a
guys
girl?
think?
Wait, he wants to re-invite.
Wait, hold on.
I think Obama should
Is that a
come
girl?
back.
Is that a girl?
No, it's a boy.
He's non-binary.
Yeah, he's non-binary, boys.
That's just gay.
Yeah, we could probably move on to the gender debate if you want. That's probably somewhere else we could go.
Okay, I'm gonna try to add her. Oh
You
my
mean
god.
it? The thing that it is?
Yeah, I'm looking
Why
for
is
her.
Magic 8-Ball not talking?
Oh,
because
he muted
because he's listening,
himself.
because he's listening.
Mr. Lucky has muted himself. I miss you, Lucky. If you can hear me, kissy, you're a faggot.
Whoa.
Okay, I have a really good
He's
question.
back,
for
he's
you.
back.
Oh, can't wait.
This is what started all this shit, anyways.
Uh huh.
Okay.
God.
Okay, so what is your idea for lowering crime, that is based in hatred of other people?
I think the best way to who did we lose? Hey, Kyle, you playing with us still?
No.
Okay.
Kyle.
I mean, I'll miss you, Kyle.
Oh no.
That was my
I think the
solution.
best way to lower crime, period, make sure people have guns to defend themselves. That only really reduces petty thievery.
Duncan, you want to know my
But I don't know
thing?
if we should really just kill people over like someone calling them the N-word online.
You're a communist, you dickhead. What? You fucking love killing people. What do you want about?
You guys like my cool...
Look, how do you know that communism kills people anyways?
It's kind of a hyper.
No.
Well, I mean, you can
have a
talk about
peaceful
Stalin's purges or the Great Leap Forward, or you could reference those.
But that's
However-
not necessarily a communist thing.
It's certainly common in communist dictatorships. I almost said societies, but there's only dictatorships. It seems like a pretty common theme, if you ask me. Why do you think it's so common to murder people in communist societies? Murder by the government, of course. Why do you think that's so common?
Because simply enough, the idea that other political points of view, and I don't advocate for killing capitalists. That's pretty fucked. I'm gonna be honest. But because of the idea that if you allow other ideas to spread, it can degenerate this society.
Mm-hmm. So isn't that cool? How in a capitalist society you can say whatever the fuck you want, but in a communist society you'll get fucking you'll turn into a kulak. Isn't that crazy how that happens?
Augusto Pinochet.
Mr. Pinochet, hello. Nice to see you.
What about him? You couldn't.
What about the right-wing dictator? I'm talking about capitalist societies, not dictatorships. Democratic
It
capitalist.
was a capitalist dictatorship.
Well, what was the definition?
Finish threw socialist out of helicopter.
No, you're getting my dick real hard. But I mean, hey, that's a horrible thing to do. It's certainly not common in Western capitalist societies. But
most communists are pretty cringe. Okay, they believe in the idea of a libertarian.
You're a communist? That's pretty cringe.
A very small socialist government. Right, I do call them cringe because I don't believe you can have like a small socialist government and also not have people just like die from hate crimes and shit. You've got to be able to prevent that somehow.
You know how I don't think you should. I would love for people who are trans or whatever to carry around guns. So fucking faggots don't. By faggots I mean assholes who kill people with guns.
What are you laughing at?
They don't kill people with guns. That's what I would really like. So Avery, if you were trans, I would love for you to have a gun. So if someone tries to kill you, you kill them first. That would be amazing if you guys all armed yourselves to kill people who want to kill you. That's what I would say. I think the best way. I think the
government mandate this though.
Have the government make you have guns?
No, I mean the government like remove people like transphobes and homophobes, anti-Semites, racists, have them removed from the country.
Because the definition of well, first of all, I think it's your right to be those things. That's just me personally. You shouldn't be those things. You should be socially ostracized if you are those things. But if you are a Nazi, ironically, that's fine, right? But if you're a Nazi unironically, that's kind of shitty. So
that's kind of cringe.
That is kind of cringy.
Yeah, you're a Nazi. That's kind of cringe.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's kind of cringe.
Here's the problem. What a Nazi is nowadays has become completely arbitrary. People would literally absolutely call me a Nazi because I think Nazis shouldn't be fucking shot in the streets. That's just my opinion. If someone has hurt you anyway or violated your rights, you can violate theirs.
Robot Duncan.
I mean, that does suck. I don't, I'm not like one of these lefties that calls everyone they don't like a Nazi, okay? Because, like, I do believe there are, like, differences between, like, someone like a libertarian and a Nazi, because obviously...
I don't think you can get a bigger difference between those two people, really, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get more opposite. It's like calling, like, It's
calling Ben Shapiro a big black nigger.
It's like calling a Nazi a nigger. It's literally like calling a Nazi a nigger.
Can't wait for this to go up on YouTube and lose my job.
I'm gonna lose my job too because I don't know what employer's gonna want a communist.
Well, I mean, I don't think they really care. I'm sure there are plenty of communists at your fucking your work you don't even know about.
I mean, I work at Walmart and there's plenty of communists there, so.
Imagine working at a Walmart and being a communist. That's kind of funny. That's kind of cringe. You should tell them that.
No, that's pretty big kind of being a communist.
In MAGA country. There you go.
So, Duncan, can we get into that debate we were talking about before we joined back?
Oh, what was the debate? Oh, yeah. Hey, Avery. What was it?
Gender debate.
Yeah.
Gender debate.
There's men and women, and there's nothing. Change my mind. Two genders only. There's two sexes, and you shouldn't be able to change your gender on the fly. Change my mind.
Gender is a social construct. All right, let's debate.
All right. So I believe that gender, we've been over this a little bit, I'll recap. Gender is a social construct, and the reason that I believe that is because a gender, according to anthropologists, is how men and women act in certain societies. So men and women, there's genders in the United States where men and women are socially expected to act the same, right? Or not the same, different. I think that's gay. That sucks. Fuck that. It's not good. Men should be able to act any way they want. Men should be able to act any way that they want without social... Not any way, but like, if you want to be a man and wear a skirt, I don't fucking care. It doesn't affect me at all. But as soon as you say, look, I'm a boy or I'm a girl, and you just make up the fact that, I just changed right now, my dick just grew a cunt, then we have a problem.
All the cells in my body turn to.
All my DNA is now female because I just thought it up right now.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that inherently. It's not like you're lying to them. If that's what you feel that you are, that's what
No, you're lying to someone. If someone says they're a girl and they're a boy, you're lying to their face about
they aren't lying if it's what they believe. And if it's what they are.
Avery, I believe I'm an 8-foot tall, purple-skinned faggot. That's what I believe right now. If you say anything, regardless, listen, it's a social construct, all right? So I'm 8 feet fucking tall.
Yeah, I'm also not 200 pounds. I'm 130 pounds.
He's 45 he's 45 pounds and has a 14-inch cock. Did you know that, Avery?
And I'm a skinny Caucasian area.
14-inch cock. Oh, whoa! What's this?
Mm-hmm. Avery's gay. You can probably bang him if you want. His boy pussy's all for you, Kyle. If you want in.
All right.
Look. Have you seen my fucking Twitter? All I've been doing is just making fucking horny posts. I literally just tweeted like
Twitter?
anyone want to jerk Discord VC.
Don't tell him your Twitter.
What's your Twitter?
Dove_Avery.
All right.
Check it out. I make excellent tweets online.
She used to make very libertarian tweets, and then they just switched. And I'm like, wow, that was a cool 15 minutes when you were a libertarian.
Description?
Is this going online? I've said the N-word like 8 times.
Yes. I've seen. Yes.
I don't give you permission, and that's illegal probably in California, right?
Yeah,
the best state, right, Avery?
No, California is not the best state because they don't enforce their hate crime laws strong enough.
Well, what's a hate crime in your eyes, Avery? What should be a hate crime?
Any language, any action that is targeted against a protected class in a way that harms them.
Hey, you know what's cool about this whole protected class fucking retarded bullshit is that yeah, go for it. If I'm just like what if I just said, hey Avery, I'm trans now. Guess what? I'm a protected class. If you disagree with me, you fucking going into the gulag. Do you understand how big of a flaw that is? Where I can just say, "Hey, I'm a girl, and now I'm a fucking now I'm just a protected class." That you understand that's kind of flawed.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you genuinely believe. But if you are faking like your identity just to be part of that.
Oh, we're having a little argument about how there's a boy. There's only one gender. If you believe you're a girl, it's called not fact. It's called delusion.
What?
Hey, Nick, fuck you. Yeah.
There's only one gender, and that's a male.
No, yeah, the rest is property. We're talking about how if you're a man, or if you listen, fuck, what am I even trying to say? Avery is a wants legislation. Cody's here. I guess I'll boot up.
We're only going to be using the audio only, so
that's fine.
So
Avery says that if you misgender someone, you should be prosecuted for it.
No, if you misgender somebody, they're queer that doesn't know how to be a part of the gender. If you say, "Oh, hey, I'm a female," hey, shut the fuck up, I'm talking. If you say, "Oh, I'm a female," but you still have a penis, I'm still gonna call you a guy.
Look, I can barely understand y'all because like, don't turn your fucking cameras on. It's destroying my connection.
It's already
Avery, more like fucking idiot. No.
I'm probably not going to be able to talk for much longer because like this is destroying my fucking.
Okay, then I'll Cody, cut your stream.
Turn off your cameras.
Cody, cut your stream.
Is that Pug or is that Bruiser?
Yeah, it's the good one.
Tell Bruiser I said hi.
Dick says hi.
So Avery. So you're saying that people shouldn't be able to say hateful things, which you would consider hateful, which is completely arbitrary and would be weaponized by the ruling class, whoever's in charge of the government. Just so you know that.
People that think like that are literally giving those transgenders a bad name.
Yep, of course they are. Everyone doesn't. Not every people don't like trans people, not because they're trans, because they're literally advocating for oppression of people who do not identify as trans, and they advocate for the protection of their class.
To make it illegal to not say hateful shit. Oh my God.
That's oppression. It's the definition.
You're repressing me. You're saying that I can't say some hateful shit. Wow.
Did you just say a fact? You just did.
Are you saying?
If I can say something, if I may.
Yeah.
Hey, shut up, Marcus.
Oh wait, it's Marcus. Get the
Go
fuck
ahead.
out of here.
Go ahead.
So you're saying that because I'm a straight male who doesn't want to say that someone is something because they don't look like it. At least in my head, that's what I do. If you don't look like a female, I'm gonna call you a male. That's how it is. Like,
And
so you're saying
here's the thing.
because
Yeah,
I'm limited, right? You're limiting my right to say somebody's a male. Because
to tell the truth, the actual
First
fact that they are a man.
I don't actually care at all if I limit that right. I don't. I simply don't.
Yeah. Okay. So Avery, so what? So if you don't care about rights, when
Wait,
when
is this
they're
person
in,
trans or something?
no, they used to be, which is kind of a funny thing in
Used
itself.
to be. What?
Non-binary.
Yeah.
So you're not real.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you're non-binary.
here,
Okay.
so Nick. So Avery, when you open up these rules and allow, like, when say a Democrat is in power and they pass that law, what's stopping a Republican for using the same law to outlaw speech that you want to say or
Yeah.
someone else?
Like,
You realize you're going to become a victim of giving your power to the government, right? You understand that's going to happen.
Yeah, here's the
then
thing.
Then they
If
make
we
abortions
it
legal.
clear, we make it clear like what is and isn't a hate crime. We won't have to worry about any of this.
Oh,
stuff.
cool! No, congratulations. No one is going to agree on what hate is.
Yeah,
Completely,
you're
just
absolutely correct on
just absolutely made
Of
it.
course
People
they
think
are,
the N-word is
because
completely normal.
Like because corruption allows people to just like create like definitions that won't help anybody.
No, Avery, because
Like,
your
remove
definition of a
those
definition of
fucking
hate are
Fucking mental
different.
illnesses make new genders.
Yeah,
You're wrong.
Avery, our definitions of hatred are different. I think that if you hate a fucking, like, if you hate black people for, you just hate them just cause you're like a white nationalist, that's racist. Some people would say me just saying the word nigger is racist. I don't hate black people, just me saying the word nigger is racist. The racism is arbitrary. It's completely different. So is hatred. So if you're not protecting people universally, you're protecting what you think you're protecting people, even though you're trampling on the majority of people. That's what you're doing. You're taking rights away from the vast majority of people who aren't misusing that right.
Duncan's gonna
That's
be
a
history
good
boy.
point. However, you shouldn't have a right to be racist.
Of course you should. Of course you should. If you want to be, because you cannot control people's thoughts, Avery. You can't say you shouldn't be able to think.
Yeah.
You cannot control
That's
people's
oppression. Hitler.
If you ban guns, people will still have guns. If you ban abortion, people will still have abortion. If you ban racism, people will still be racist. People will probably be more racist after you make it illegal because people love that shit. Do you imagine Richard Spencer saying, "Look how oppressed we are. They made it illegal. They're trying to hate us out." That's going to give him a victim complex, and more people are going to follow him. You seem like you're a detriment to your own cause.
That's also a good point.
What made you not be
however, I don't know
trans
how
if
much
you don't mind me
I
asking?
care.
What'd you say, Avery? I want to hear
What?
what Avery said.
But yeah, Avery. He said he doesn't care.
You don't
I mean,
care
like,
that you
it's
don't
a
care
good
that
point,
other
but,
people
like,
are
honestly,
being oppressed because of you. That's what you're saying.
What am I saying?
What are you saying? That's what I'm trying to ask.
He's saying the Minecraft Easter egg in Borderlands 2 is really cool.
I love
Hey, can I
Minecraft
play
and
Borderlands 2
Borderlands.
with you?
What?
Okay, are you playing
And
Borderlands
that
2
will
right
be in
now?
the tag.
Yeah, playing Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 is on the tag. We're gonna get that Borderlands 2 audience, boys,
Also, Borderlands 3. Yeah, we're gonna get the Borderlands.
and
3.
Borderlands 3.
Yeah, except they're not gonna have split screen, which is fucking stupid.
On
So split
Manga
screen,
Country.
Borderlands
Yeah,
3.
we're gonna.
It's also on Elite Games.
In
or
manga
Epic Games.
country,
Yeah,
Lambo.
we're gonna get
for
the
6
Trump
months.
supporters up in here, and I might as well get the lib.
Wait, where did we find this trans guy?
He
The garbage.
was in he was in the Joe Dini server.
More like
And-
Joe Weenie.
Yeah, and he was like
Because laughing my joke was pretty good.
Oh, did someone open the door?
it really blew my mind. Where I'd say the majority of communists are like, they have a convincing argument where they're like, no, we believe that oppression is through capitalism because you're being exploited for profit. I'm like, okay, there's an argument to be had there. If he's just saying, listen, no, everything that I say should be law and everything that you say should not be law. And I'm just like, wow, that's just so like, it's like you're talking to a child.
I'm a lot more blatant, I feel. I've met other communists that have like my sympathies, but they still call
Wait,
for
this guy's a
libertarian
communist?
government because they
Of
feel
course,
as
have you heard the things that they said?
Libertarian
a
communist.
libertarian
Shit,
socialism.
this guy's a complete retard, isn't he?
Just they feel as though like if they just bring about this society, it will be fixed. However, you can't just bring about a society and expect.
Wait, where
Not,
does this guy
not
live?
according to Karl Marx, the inventor of
Wait,
socialism.
what the fuck? travel canceled. Boss sleeps with a Simpson. Had ass is joining my game.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, so have you read Marx, Avery?
Fucking, I'm pissed.
Only a little bit, not a whole lot.
Oh, he's a great author. What he says is that capitalism is a precursor to communism. You can't just jump from communism straight to communism. You need capitalism in order to get to communism.
Out of the
You should read that part. So when he says this, the workers are naturally supposed to rise up against.
Socialism is the transition from capitalism to communism.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know why you differentiate socialism and communism. No one's ever successfully made those two things like
separate,
noticeably different.
Yeah.
I got a name for stuff like different videos.
Because people are too selfish.
Hold on, guys. Before we move on,
people are too selfish. Yeah, that's why capitalism is a bad system.
Avery.
Exactly. Capitalism works because everyone wants their own fucking personal gain.
We're all individuals pursuing individual goals, and once you fuck with that, then you're done. Then we're all going to rebel against it.
Once you have enough wealth over the people, you can pretty much just like get more and more, and never like.
It's called profit. It's called motivation to build a better brand. That's what it's called. So someone makes money. Jeff Bezos made money. People think that Jeff Bezos is a bad guy because he makes a lot of money, and that just means he's a bad guy. But he made an amazing fucking service. He changed the way we get products. He just made such a good service that he deserves all that fucking money.
Up really fast. How did that happen?
$130 billion. Somebody deserves $130 billion.
Hey, Avery.
That's not for you to decide, Avery. It's not for you to decide, or any of us to decide what is and is not moral.
Avery, I have a question.
He made it legitimately. He's allowed to have it.
He made it legitimately. A lot of that money is through slave labor and like other.
Nigger, where? Give me where did you get slavery? Give me a slave.
I read an article about like fucking warehouse in China.
No, was it a CNN article?
So here's the thing about immorality cannot exist in capitalism. Rash statement. I get it, right? If you have a corporation that does something that you personally would consider shitty, I would think Apple conducts their business shittily. I would. All right, fuck it. Jesus
competition makes it to where you have to like do immoral shit to succeed, to get ahead.
So no, competition makes it so you have to improve. That's what competition is supposed to do. Competition, what it's supposed to do, which is competition makes everything amazing. Right. What it does is it's supposed to provoke an innovation. That's what it's supposed to do.
Your guy looks like you.
So when you shut the fuck up. When he oh god, I lost my fucking train of thought. I hate Cody. I hate him.
Oh no.
Hey, Avery. I want to know your story of why you aren't transgender anymore.
Safety reasons.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, not your whole old desire to be the opposite gender or whatever.
So
yeah, it never disappeared. It's just that for the sake of safety, I have to be who I am.
Yeah, she thinks that if
you are transgender. What?
Yeah, no. He thinks that if he says it out loud, he'll beat him with a baseball bat or some shit like that.
Yeah.
No, I can tell you in private, like, what led to this. I could tell you in private.
He said that someone was talking about that one dumbass fucking dude that was in the GameStop was yelling because he's like, "How dare you misgender me?" and making a total asshole of himself.
That's just something I brought up, which was in relation. No, for me personally, it's like something a lot more personal with myself.
Look at him! Ouch! Hey, get the guy behind him.
And anyways, I think it would be like far better if I just like.
Cody, what are you doing?
Nick and Cody, I love you guys. Can you guys just keep it down for a little bit?
Yeah, I have them muted. I'm gonna probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do people who are trans want to make it?
I had enough dysphoria to identify with it, anyways.
How do you know you have dysphoria in the first place? Did you go see a doctor? Did you see a doctor or a psychologist? Did you? Or do you want to be a cool kid who wants to be trans and says you're trans?
You really don't. There are some people that just like most people. I would say like 99% of trans people already know they have dysphoria. They don't.
Oh, so you know. So hey, Avery.
They don't need to go to a doctor to confirm something that they already know.
Yep.
What they need
all right. So Avery,
you go to a doctor to get their fucking prescription already for HRT.
Okay, Avery. Listen. I know that I'm a furry wolf. I know that I'm a furry and I'm a white wolf, and I know this. And if you no fucking bigot, no.
Different species of creature. That is not.
I'm a white wolf, and if you say otherwise, you're a bad person. End of discussion. But and Avery, you might say, well, where's the evidence? Well, I just know, Avery. So fuck off, okay? I'm a wolf. Get over it. Don't be a bigot. See, it's how retarded your argument sounds.
I've already said what the difference is. The difference is that gender is a social construct. Meanwhile, what you fucking are as like a species isn't.
So yeah, wait, why isn't it though? Because sex is a fact, but you saying that it's not. So why is species a fact?
Because there are distinctive differences between species.
But there aren't distinctive differences between men and women? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Those are sexes that you're talking about. Gender is completely different. And
then if you're saying gender isn't real, then stop talking about gender. Don't mention it ever. Stop talking about it, because I don't care about it. It's different between everybody. If you think gender isn't real, then don't talk about it. It's redundant, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're conflating sex with gender.
I am. Because the term gender is completely made up. It doesn't mean anything, so why even talk about it? If you're saying it doesn't, then why are we talking about it at all? It doesn't exist. It doesn't mean anything. Fine, then don't talk about it. Then the only thing that left is sex. You are disregarding sex completely because you just want to say, oh, you're a boy, oh, you're a girl, and just make you whatever you want to be, even though.
Which there's nothing wrong with, by the way.
Well, there is, because you're lying to people and entertaining their delusions.
It's not lying to people if you believe this.
Hey, Avery, you're fucking retarded. If you think Avery, I believe I'm a white wolf. You better. I believe an 88-year-old black white wolf, okay, or black wolf, okay. And I know it. I don't have to go to a doctor. See, Avery, that's how fucking stupid your argument sounds to regular people who aren't on HRT.
You are making a straw man out of my argument.
No, I'm. Avery, you're saying, look, I just know this is a fact, even though you don't know it's a fact. So I'm kind of mocking that by saying I know something is a fact, even though I don't know it's a fact, Avery. You are a boy, Avery. You will never be a girl, Avery. That's a fact. That's just, you will never be biologically a female, ever. Get over it. Next. It's not hard. I understand it sucks. I get it, right? But you just will never be. I'll never be a woman. It will never happen. That's just the reality, and I don't know why. I think it's dangerous to live in this fantasy world where you think that facts don't matter at all.
Well, I mean, you're completely wrong, and it's also completely fucking stupid to think this.
To think that you, Avery, will never be a girl is stupid. That's what you think. Even though it is true.
I am, then I am.
That's not true, because that's not true. That's stupid. And you said to
why should we have like all these fucking boundaries over like who should and shouldn't be, or who can and who can't be? Rather, what gender here?
Yeah, Avery, I can't be 6'5". I can't be 6'2" because I'm not. You can't be a girl because you're not.
Agree that gender is a social construct.
So are you all right? So last thing. All right, so you keep saying gender is a social construct. I get it, right? So why do we keep talking about it if it's not real? Because I agree with you, it's not real. I do agree with you. So stop talking about it. It's redundant. I don't care. I'm not 6'4". I'm not 6'2". I will never be those things. Okay, that's a fact. You will never be a girl. That is also a fact. Why are those different?
Because what is and isn't a girl, once again, is a social construct.
No, it's not. It's scientific. Every species has male and female. Every species. Why are we different?
Okay, so anyways, next question. I'm trying to think of my next question, because, like, once again, we are just gonna, like, go in circles. Yeah?
Oh, wait, so somebody...
Yes, you are. Yeah, you're entertaining a delusion. You are legitimately lying. No, it absolutely is. It absolutely is.
It's telling me to blow up.
Yeah, it definitely is, Avery. You're definitely a girl, Avery. You're definitely. No, it is.
It's a mental disorder.
Yes, it is a mental disorder.
You're right, Avery. You're right. It is a mental.
And by the
now you're catching on.
He's finally learning.
He's fucking 9. Multiple credible health organizations have agreed that gender dysphoria is not a mental disorder.
Why was it in the MI5 and now? Why was it and why is it not? Why has it been taken out? Is it because of politics reasons? Or is it because of
Science is sometimes wrong.
That's interesting.
You said what?
Just like how the Earth is flat, right?
Yeah, the Earth is flat.
No,
Earth
but
is
you
flat.
can just we can prove that the Earth is flat, okay?
You can prove that the Earth is flat? That's fucking crazy. You can also prove that there's a difference between boys and girls. You can also prove that that's a fact. That's so weird.
Yeah, it's almost like hormones don't play a part in any of this.
It's almost like, yeah. So what's going on here, Avery? You're saying facts aren't facts. It's not a good look.
No, what I am
Get 'em,
saying
Duncan.
are
Get 'em.
facts,
Get 'em.
though. I'm not saying
Get
that
'em,
facts
Duncan.
aren't
I'm
facts.
talking to Cody.
What I'm
No, you
saying
are. You said boys can be. No, you're saying that what I believe is true. That's what you're saying. You're saying if I believe something, then it's true, which that isn't true, Avery. People unironically believe the Earth is flat. Doesn't fucking make it true.
Yeah, it doesn't, because we have proof that the Earth isn't.
Oh,
What
okay,
the
all
fuck?
right.
You're literally
Now,
just contradicting
now,
yourself.
now, come
dude.
back. No,
I'm not
Here we go.
How am
Here
I
we go. Now
contradicting
bring it
myself?
back. Now
How
bring
am
it
I
back, Avery.
contradicting myself.
Because Avery, because you say in some circumstances
Ooh, you
facts
guys
are facts,
cry.
and in other circumstances facts are not facts. And the fact of sex, apparently sex doesn't require facts,
get him.
but other science doesn't require facts or does require facts. Doesn't make sense, Avery.
Yeah, we
saying
have used
sex-
facts to
Sex does
figure
not
out
require facts,
Cody,
but
yeah,
other science
mental
does.
illness
Doesn't make
like
sense.
Once thought it was.
So you're saying now that you can decide whatever sex you want now because you feel like it. It just now because you feel like it. And science has nothing to do with it.
Sex. I said gender.
Well,
And
gender isn't real, so I don't care. Gender isn't real. I don't care.
Yeah, gender isn't real. Stop talking about gender, dude.
You said gender isn't real. I don't give a fuck. Gender isn't real. Don't talk about it anymore. Sex. I want to talk about sex. You're not going to be a girl, no matter what you believe. I'm not going to be 6'5", no matter what I believe. It's not hard.
Look, here's the thing. Sex is very much based on like hormones, and if you take hormones
shit.
to replace, and even then, you don't have to have hormones to be
Yes, you do.
the gender that you say you are, right?
Hey
I don't-
Avery, can you?
I don't wanna
do you-
be like-
hey, all right, Avery. So do you know what makes a man a man? And
mindset. So you're crazy.
What makes the man a man? Tell me.
all right, so a man has primary and secondary characteristics. Which means I can produce sperm and have secondary characteristics like have high testosterone and more muscle mass and be bigger and stronger. Usually, in most cases, very vast majority of most
Can
cases.
gain muscle faster than
Yep.
women.
Women, primary sexual characteristics, vagina, womb,
Can
ovaries,
produce,
whatever.
offspring.
And secondary would be like, oh, weaker and
with
breasts and all that
hormones.
stuff, right? So no, Avery, if you're born with a
Cody,
dick, you
let me
will
kill
never
him.
have
Let
a
me kill
baby.
What about SRS? What about sex reassignment surgery?
You fucking bitch! All right, so you're telling me that a person who gets their vagina sewed up and a piece of meat sewed onto them is now a man, even though they do not have primary male
Huh?
characteristics?
They do have them though, because they have.
So they
taken
can produce
hormones.
sperm and have babies?
What?
They can produce sperm and have babies?
Yeah, probably. If the science is like far enough, they can probably create sperm that can impregnate someone.
Okay, so no, is it theirs? Is it the DNA match up? Is it their sperm that they can produce out of a penis and ejaculate into a woman having a baby? That's what.
Yeah,
that's
I'm pretty
what.
sure.
Then link it because I've never heard of it. Every surgery I've seen is that you get a dick. I know trans people who have gone through the surgery. They get a penis strapped onto them that cannot get an erection. They literally, it's just a big urethra that you just pee out of. That's it.
Cody, he was almost.
That's
dead.
not a man.
Look at him.
That is how do you?
It's not sexually. No, it's not a man. According to science, no, it's not a man. According to science, no. I'm going by the scientific definition. So scientifically, no, it's not a man.
Okay, then
If they're not a man, that they can act any way they want to. I'm not saying they have to act like a woman. They don't have to. They can act like anyone they want to, right? They don't have to change their gender to act any way that they want to, right? No problem there. But you are not biologically a man, so I'm not going to say you are, because it is a lie. I'm not going to say it, because biologically you do not fit the term of a man.
why can't you just like say that that's who they are though? What harm does it do to you?
Because I don't care about your fucking feelings, Avery. I don't care how you feel. You shouldn't care about mine. I'm not responsible for how you feel about anything.
I said this
All right, Ben Shapiro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I want to repeat it for everyone who's listening to Nick, because Nick wants to take part in it. I don't care how you feel. I don't care if you're upset about what I say. I almost kind of get my socks off imagining that you get upset what I say about. If imagine a world where everyone is offended by something, you can no longer say it. Avery, that's how you ruin debate.
Cody, I did it.
That's how you hamper discussion, is by outlawing things to say.
What if I don't want to keep that discussion? What if that discussion to me is so harmful that it shouldn't be legal to have?
Then go somewhere else. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Easy as that. Just go somewhere
Go to
else.
Sweden, dude.
I don't have
Yeah.
the money to go somewhere else.
Oh,
Okay?
that sucks, doesn't it? It kind of sucks
And
that you have to.
no other country has adopted my ideals.
Good. They shouldn't. It'd be a
almost like-
shithole. It'd be a
yeah,
fucking
it's almost like
totalitarian
they would
garbage
be the
state.
exact opposite of progression.
Yeah, it's literally the opposite. It's
Awesome, actually.
yeah. It would be the most oppressive government on the face of the earth that it's ever seen, and you're giving USSR a run for its fucking money. You would be remembered as one of those evil people in history because of the amount of control you want over other people's lives and control exactly what they do and kill people and oppress people who don't think exactly the same way as you.
You know, I know another transgender communist, but they're not as stupid as you are.
Are they a libertarian socialist? Or are they
There's
like...
no such thing.
No, they're like communists.
There
They
is
love
such a
Russia.
thing.
They love the idea
Oh
of
my God.
communism.
It's-
and they're transgender.
Okay,
It's a
Mr.
it's a complete it's a
Jackson, no such thing
complete.
as a libertarian socialist.
course there
Okay,
is.
here we
Yeah.
go.
Of course there isn't. It makes
I
no
don't
sense. It's
believe,
like being
I don't
it's like being an
believe that it
ANCOM.
would
There's
be,
no.
like entirely possible.
It's
So
like
then what would
it's like being an ANCOM. It's like saying I want anarcho-capitalist or anarcho-communism. No such thing. You need a government to carry out communism. So it's kind of a redundancy to say that. Same thing with.
If anything, the government you need more. You need the government more than ever.
Yeah, I want to limit the size of the government by giving it an insane amount of fucking libertarian. That is, Jesus Christ. You're really shitty at your job if
Lucky,
that's you.
I'm gonna answer Lucky's question really quick. No, I would never want to live in North Korea.
You don't want to live. You don't want to live somewhere where they adopt your ideas.
Hellscape.
You don't.
I like
You don't.
a lot of things about the country. However,
You don't want to live in a place that shares your values, Avery.
LGBT
That's so
rights are
weird.
outlawed. So that means it's a terrible country. Also, it's probably like I don't actually I don't have any proof for this, but I would guess it's a racist country because of just the fact that it's an East Asian country and a lot of East Asian countries.
Oh yeah, dude. East Asian countries are so racist. You're saying that all of those people you're saying in your country, all of those people who hold those traditional beliefs should leave your country, your perfect little country that has no problems, because of their culture.
It's a very bad culture to have.
But Avery, don't you know that all cultures are equal? Don't you know that, Avery? Come on, you're not a very good social. You're not a very good socialist,
I
Avery.
want I want a multicultural society.
Why? Those never work out very well, Avery. There's always discourse and discomfort in enforced multicultural nations.
Well, that's
why would you
because
force it on people?
Exists. So
Racism will always exist. Racism will never not exist. And no matter what laws you make, they will always exist. Right? That's your goal of trying to eliminate racism through legislation is repugnant.
I know I avoided the question about what would I do with East Asian countries.
You said what?
I'm still not sure. I would have to go back to that. Perhaps
It just means that he's
there could be a sort of.
Could you just leave him the fuck alone, Avery? Could you just not get your huge fucking government and just fucking leave people alone? Can you not get your power boner so hard because you have a boner because you're a man, you can't be a woman? Can you not make it so hard that you absolutely have to control other people's lives like a fucking actual sociopath? Or can you just leave them alone and let them do what they want to do? Just
Dude,
leave
this is why you love communism. Holy shit.
Because you're a sociopath. Yeah. Because you're just a legitimately bad person by most people's standards.
See, the thing is that he doesn't love communism. He loves the idea of controlling people.
Oh, maybe that's it, Nick. Maybe you're onto something.
I like the idea of socialism, right? Because I feel that if we have wealth equality, then there won't
you will
be
never have that.
This power structure in place.
That's not even in Russia. What are you
power
talking
over
about?
other people based on their wealth. That is.
Hey, Avery, Avery? Okay, so here's the thing, Avery. You will never have an always equal society ever. It will never exist.
Never.
No matter your best efforts, no, it will never happen. I don't know why you keep saying that it will, because it will not. Second of all, you need to do a lot of oppressing if you want to carry out these ideals. You need to stop complaining about oppression of people if you don't want to be a hypocrite. That's that. Like trans people love to talk about, I'm so oppressed, bah, 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 even though they have no actual repression in the government. You need to stop saying, look, oppression is okay only in some standards. And as soon as you say that, no one will fucking listen to what you say. No one will give a shit what you'd say.
You know what? This East Asian country thing is making me rethink my stance on authoritarianism.
Holy shit, it was that easy? You don't seem very firm in your convictions.
I don't know. I don't want to go to war with, like, people that have, like, this culture, like, that has...
Avery,
like,
don't you know... Avery, don't you know that oppressing people is good, Avery? I thought you were a communist. Oppression is a good thing, you silly communist. Forcing people to do what you want. Don't you know that's a good thing? Come on, Avery. At least be consistent, okay? I'd respect you a lot more if you always admitted under every circumstance you trample on. I would respect you a lot more if you just did that. But you are so hesitant to do so. You're inconsistent, Avery. You want to oppress and kill and do sometimes, but not other times. It's hard to take you seriously when you just only want to hurt some people who don't like you, but not all. It just hurts my brain thinking about it.
I might have to rethink my my stance
for the 9th fucking time this week, Avery. That's what. Jesus! Every time I talk to you, oh, I'm a libertarian. Oh, I'm a social. This, oh, that. I'm a pink bear. Jesus, Avery, do some reading. Do some soul searching. Read some books. Read Milton Friedman. Read Rothbard. That might change your fucking mind. He's pretty good. Listen to Cody. Cody's always right about most things.
1 second.
Cody's always right. Listen to what Cody says.
Yeah, Cody's right. Cody's right.
I agree.
Obama, more like Jeebs.
Obama was a good man.
Yeah.
I want more.
He's Muslim, guys. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Multiculturalism, guys. Come on. If you don't like Obama, you're an Islamophobe.
Yeah. Come
on, Avery. We're a little more progressive in this chat. We love Obama because he's a Muslim.
Yeah, we're progressive.
Avery, by the way, if you're a communist, you're going to have to fucking kill progressives, right? You know that? Because they're going to say some shit that fits the definition of racist. Because they hate fucking white people. Exactly. They hate white people. So you really need to, like, you really need to be clamped down on those fucking progressives who always want to oppress white people. Avery, you need to start speaking, man. You can't just fucking retreat from a debate. I'm going to call you out.
I had to mute my mic for a second because I had parents in the other room.
Do your parents know about your horrific convictions?
Dude, I was literally just about to say that.
Do your parents know that you stand for the oppression of the vast majority of people in the United States?
No, because I can't make that argument very convincingly to them.
No. Find me someone who can, and I will give you money.
Oh. Don't do it, Cody.
Find me someone who can convincingly say I should be in charge of everything and should be able to oppress anyone that I want, and I will legitimately be impressed.
Oh, you should have said, yeah, jump down.
Hey, what level are you guys?
I'm 15, almost 16. He's 11.
Okay, so I think we're done.
Are we? I was having fun. Avery, think of something else to say. Wait.
How did this start? Yeah, think of something else to...
I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say unless you have, like, something you want to ask.
I have plenty. I mean, I have plenty of things to say. I just want to...
Let me ask you, Avery. Do you actually learn from any of this? Or are you just like, oh, I believe you guys, but then you're just going to be like, oh, I don't actually agree with anything you said. I'm just going to keep what I think.
It's the latter.
I don't know, I really am thinking about that because, like, once again, I just realized I would have to, like, go to war with, like, other
people. You realize you'd have to oppress millions of individuals, and it's kind of hard to bring a person to do that because, I have a sense of morality. You think to yourself, wow, is it really right for me to carry out evils? You might, after all of this time, have a soul. I'm not sure, but it might be in there somewhere. But is it only the East Asian thing? Is it only that's been convincing? The whole thing of just saying, look, this isn't a good idea. No one here thinks it's a good idea.
Because of like that, and I realized like other continents as well. Like I don't know if I want to like, because like I don't know, these are just like cultural things. Maybe you could just like over time, like help people like unlearn this like from their culture. But
18.
It's just a phase. Nah, he's 17, right? Avery, 17?
What?
You're 17, right?
17.
No, I'm turning 17 in 4 months. I'm 16.
Oh yeah, just a phase.
Oh, if I was a liberal in high school too.
I was never a liberal, but okay.
Oh, I'm saying that I was like a fucking libtard.
Yeah, Duncan was retarded.
I was a libtard in high school, and then I read books, and I'm like, oh man, socialism's gay.
Yeah. It's almost like it's almost like libtards don't read books.
Yeah, I read Adam Smith, I read Milton Friedman, and I read Rothbard, and they all were like, "Hey, this shit sucks." And they're like, "All right, thank you, bye."
Yeah. Well, I'm killing this. I'm killing the video. So.
All right, that's a good place to start. You should.
It was actual video.
Yeah, that was all recorded.
All of this was
Holy
recorded.
shit! Everything I
Yeah.
said was recorded.
Yeah.
I muted you for a
that's
couple of
great.
seconds because you were just like screaming.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna lose my job.
Yeah, I was about to say
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying to
lose
join the
mine,
military,
too.
buddy.
Holy shit, I'm gonna lose
All right,
Yeah,
mine.
well,
that's
thank
all right,
you for
though, I don't really
watching
mind.
Raw Discord debates. RDB. Bye.